Same playbook they ran last week. $70, $80, $90, 30-point spike. Last week it was a 50-point spike. 30-point spike, and then it chopped and grinded up all day. Let's see if they do. Last week I took most of my position off once it got back up into here for a small profit. But since I know the playbook, I might leave them on this time, see what happens. Or at least 3 or 4 of them, maybe. Because it is going to chop. I mean, it's going to come back down. It's going to chop. So I want to grab some profit, try to get back in down here. Well, that sucks. Come on, hit me. Also, you have to allow for the possibility that this could be a legitimate move. In other words, this could be a drop and then another bear flag and another drop and just, continuing on. So you got to allow for that. So you got to take some profit and be willing or being okay to stop out below the low. Actually, a little ways below the low, because they'll come down and dip under it on purpose. Oh my God, I missed it.
Order filled.
Okay, this is what I expected, but you just can't, like I said, you can't be sure. You could drop all the way back again. This could be, so I would say here's the halfway point, but there's no resistance. This is the resistance in here. So it still could be just a bear flag where it drops again. That's why you've got to take some profit. I don't trade for much anyway. I try for 500, 600. Well, I try for 1,000, but I'm happy with 500 or 600 today. But I'll take a day. But I'll take a couple hundred, 100. Usually, if it's 100, I'll keep trying, but I'll take it.
Order filled.
All right, so let's see if this thing drops back down. I may add down in here. Yeah, it's the exact same playbook. I don't know if I made a video for myself on Friday. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Did a 50-point spike. I was down $700. Within about 2 minutes, I was back to even. I think I made a little bit of profit. Kept my position till like $300 or $400 and got tired of waiting and closed it out. But when I checked it later in the day, it had grinded up all day. I mean, slow. You're talking like half a point to 1 point all day, bouncing off the 9, just a slow grind. So supposedly what this is somebody needs to buy a lot. That was obvious by Friday. Some hedge fund or some company needs to buy a lot of this to hedge whatever the hell they're doing. So they get as much as they can through here. That's why it's all choppy. And when they feel they've soaked it all up, so say they need 600,000 shares. What they do is they have to create, there's not 600,000 contracts, whatever they can get right now. They need to get it around this price, right around the VWAP, because that's what that's how these institutional traders and companies get paid. The customer will say, yeah, I want you to buy it within 1 or 2% of the VWAP. Anything below the VWAP, I'll give you a bonus, that type of thing. So what they do, they need 600, let's say they need 600,000 shares. They put 300,000 share sell order here, even though they need to buy. And they press the button. It shoots down here where there's $600,000 sell order. So they've sold up in here. It shoots down here where their $600,000 sell order is sitting. I mean, buy order is sitting, and they scoop it up, and then they start, but say they really needed 900,000. They sell 300, it tanks. It hits their 600,000 order, and then they start soaking it up here, trying to get the other 300,000. Supposedly, the word on the street is that's how it works. I mean, it's obviously manipulation. It happened Friday too, and I've seen a 100-point spike. That's why I can't trade. I don't know how these guys, I've traded this thing for 10, 15 years with not only this, I'm trading the MES, the ES with 17, 20 contracts. So you get 100 spike. Yeah, so they're trading the ES. I saw a guy the other day, he had 21 contracts. So say you got 20 contracts on the ES, it does a 100-point spike, which I saw just the other day, like a week or two ago. You're down $100,000. Now, maybe that's okay with them. Maybe their account's a million. It's still a big loss, a 10% of their account, but maybe they can withstand it or wait for a bounce like I'm doing here. But yeah, it's got to be crazy. So it kind of forces you. But the good thing is, it forces you to trade small. This is why I'm kind of liking it. I'm a stock trader. I've been trading for 10 years, stocks only. It forces you to trade small, but the moves on this thing can be huge. So you just saw a 50 point, what is this? This is only 30 point. But last Friday, just 3 days ago, was a 50 point, and a week or two before that was a 100-point spike. The typical daily range on this is 110 points, 120 points. So what I'm saying is, even though you get spikes like this, it forces you to trade small compared to your account size, but the moves can be huge. In other words, it'll start taking off and move 20, 30, 40 points in a smooth grind up, no problem. Or it'll grind all day and move 50 to 100 points. So you don't need a lot of contracts comparable to the size of your account to make money. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is it forces you to trade small, which is good for people that, like to max out their account, blow up their account. But I can definitely see why. I've noticed that a lot of people that have traded the micro E-mini and the E-mini and the future, they just traded futures in general. After 5 or 10 years or so, well, not even that long, they switch over to stocks. They start trading Nvidia and Tesla. I can see why. They get tired of waiting on this thing. I never would. Hell, I'd be done trading by now. I'm gone doing something else. But typically, this is when somewhere around now it should start breaking out of this consolidation. Well, you see, nothing happened really until 10 o'clock, 10:15. So I mean, it takes a long time. But most of them they would set their trades anyway. That's another reason why I don't set stops on this thing. There's no way. There is no I had buy orders down here. I always have buy orders down, not right now, but I like during this time right here, I had buy orders setting here and here, and it nailed them. I think I had one just below the VWAP, or might have been right in here. And then I always put one way down here, about 20, 30 points away, just for this reason. And it nailed them. That's why otherwise I was way up in here. I think I had 2 or 3 contracts left way up in here. And it nailed 2 contracts I had way down here, which dropped me down. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have some more buy orders down here, but I don't expect another spike. Usually once it spikes, that's it. It starts grinding. It scares you a little bit, tries to come back, hangs out, acts like it's weak, and then it starts grinding. We'll see what happens here. Look, here's the orders I was telling you about. I had an order setting way down here. Blues or buys. I think I had one setting either here or here. And then after it spiked down, I manually clicked 1 or 2 to add even more. But once it starts spiking down on the ladder like that and shooting up and down, it's really hard to get an order in. And it was the same thing as Friday. Up in here from 702, 3, 4, 5, just loaded with sellers. 100, 150, 90, just everywhere. And on the buy side, nobody. That's how it was Friday. They did this and they just grinded through them all day. He'd come up, hit a whole number, take out 200, 300, 400 contracts, pop down $1, and just keep doing that all freaking day. Just ate them up with nobody on the buy side. You can't see them here. They obviously hide their orders. But the thing is, you could see all the sell side orders. You could see hundreds of contracts setting up here. And on this side would just be like 20, 30, 50. And it would come up, slam into them, eat up a couple, 200 or 300, drop back, and just keep doing that all day. So obviously what I think it was is institutional traders or smart money just eating up retail traders all day. They're still up there. You can't see it on here, but I have a full DOM of iron beam up there, and 05 to 06 is just freaking loaded with traders, sellers. Look, it just pulled back 50% of this move here from here to here. See if it keeps going. I got an order down here. By the way, this line right here is a 4-hour trend line. So it drifted all the way back down to here. I missed the order here. I think I had it set just above this line. So I added here and took it off here just to sacrifice one contract, just to lower my cost average. Because they normally do a double tap, so I wouldn't be surprised if it comes all the way back down to here. Like I said, this white crooked line here is a 4-hour trend line on the 4-hour chart. I would have liked to have pinged that one here, but I think I had it too low. It didn't drop low enough. It stopped right there, which is kind of a good sign, but it still could come back. This thing almost always does a double tap on the bottom, whatever the spike is. Well, I screwed up. It started taking off, and I tried to move this order I had here, and it ended up selling 2 contracts. Sometimes I do that. My finger twitches on the button or whatever while I'm dragging it, it releases, and then I try to catch it, and then I end up, so it released and sold the one that I was dragging, and then I clicked it again, and it, whatever, screwed up. But maybe I'll get to buy again back here. It's doing this normal thing. You can't go by this at all. So there were some people sitting right here. That's why I had the order there at 98. There was actually people at 96, and 98 was a boatload. Like within one point, there was probably 500 to 700 contracts sitting there. So I had an order sitting there, I think right in front of them, right in the middle of them. Just in case it spiked up into them, I would get filled and then it would pull back. So it starts taking off running, and I will go to drag that order and let go of it, tried to recatch it, and ended up selling 2 contracts. And now it won't pull back. It'll probably just keep running. But yeah, you can't go by this at all. I mean, I wouldn't say at all. I mean, there was a guy there at 96 that held it for a while, just with 100 contracts. But that's what they do. It sits there and it acts like it can't make it, acts like it can't make it. And then all of a sudden it just takes off like that doesn't even exist. It goes through like 4 of them, 400 or 500 contracts. Well, basically the patterns, to me, the patterns override the level 2. And like I said, I have another DOM up here, a full DOM, where I can see where the big boys are setting. And of course, they're all setting up right now at 4 and 5. Actually, from 2 to 5 is just loading, with 100 to 200 contract levels from 02 to 5. I don't know why these companies won't give me more than 20 lines or whatever this is, 10 lines on each side of data. That's ridiculous. Kind of sucks because it's probably going to do what it did yesterday, just grind all day.
Order cancelled.
Grind up all day. Once it grinded to the top and chopped for a while, then it just grinded all day. And you can see these are 2-minute candles. I mean, there's nothing happening today. Look, it's just a chop zone. I'm sure most of the professional traders that I follow or that trade on 5 and 15-minute candles, they're probably not even trading because it's in the chop zone. But I don't like. I like to. Why not? I mean, it's a big enough move. I'm on the MES and I'm only buying 4, 5, 6 contracts. And I could have done a lot better than this. I mean, at one point I was already up $400. But anyway, like these guys might hold it or bounce it a little bit. Other times it just goes like they're not even there. But you can see, look. So you gotta look at these micro runs. So 82 to 95 is a freaking 10-point move right there, 12-point move. Pulls back almost exactly halfway. Looks like he's gonna fail again. Boom, ramps up. So you got a 1, 2, maybe a 3 up to here, micro move. These are tradable moves. I mean, a 10-point move. I can tell by the way he's coming at this thing. It's probably going to go right through it. I think they're for sure loading up on it. So they manufactured the first drop, loaded up, waited for it to fade back, bought some more, waited on the fade back, loaded up. When it got too far above the VWAP, they're waiting on the fade back and they start buying again. Because when they come in, it gets really quick. It gets violent. It just takes off.